Hi, Michael Megason, King of Rochester. I'm so glad to see you here on Cameo and on Instagram. This is Lydia Cornell, and you asked some really cool questions about Caribou Ranch and Audrey Meadows and Too Close for Comfort. So I'll start with Caribou. That was the most iconic place to work when I was in college because I was in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado working, going to University of Colorado at Boulder. And I got into this ranch, which was the recording studio where Billy Joel, Elton John, Joni Mitchell, America, the Beach Boys, Chicago, they all recorded there. So yes, after I crashed Billy Joel into a snowbank, after my first assignment, as you might have heard on a podcast, and I got fired, Billy Joel fought my job back. He insisted that if you don't hire her back, I'm not going to record my album here. It was really sweet of him. We became good friends. And he invited me to sit in on his sessions. So I got to go in the recording studio and I heard him record New York State of Mind, the album Turnstiles. And he had Elton John's backup band playing on the album with him. And it was like, I was so starstruck. And all I wanted to do was break into the music industry anyway and manage a rock band. I wasn't even thinking it was possible to become an actress yet, or come to California yet. But oh my God, it was such a fun experience being up in the studio because they had the Neve console, the most state-of-the-art, recording engineering console. And I was trying to learn. So I got to sit on his sessions. Later, he redid the album in New York, the Turnstiles album. And Jim Guercio, the owner of the ranch who managed Chicago and the Beach Boys, he produced the album. And then I also sat in on America, Jerry Beckley. He did some recording there. I got to sit in on his sessions. Dennis Wilson from the Beach Boys, I sat in on their sessions. Dennis was recording his own solo album up at the ranch. And then we dated a little bit. Remember, I was like not even 21 yet. And then, Ozark Mountain Daredevils. They were up there doing an album called Men from Earth. And I was so flattered. They let me sit in, and study and learn. John Dillon was one of the lead. I think he was the guitarist. But they put my name on the back of the album, Lydia Cornell, Kitchen Girl, or something like that. I have the album somewhere, I have to find it. But that was so much fun. And I got to pick up Joni Mitchell from the airport and Carole King. And I became did I mention I was the ranch photographer? And I took very blurry pictures of all the rock stars. And I didn't know how to use a Nikon. So I was always volunteering, no matter what. I would volunteer to do anything except take my clothes off. Anyway, so I also ended up road managing Michael Murphy after that, of Wildfire fame, and I sat on his sessions as well. But at the time, I was just trying to work my way up in the industry through connections and, try to arrive on work at, get there on time. And serving food to the cabins was really fun because I got to meet all the guys in their cabins. And I watched Carole King sit down at the piano one day and just compose a song. So that was fun. Then you asked about Audrey Meadows. Okay, so she was my mentor on the show. She was the one person who took me under her wing and protected me from the bad guys. Meaning, I was in trouble on the show for, I think I wore blue eyeshadow and Ted didn't like it. And I went crying into her dressing room, or I would touch my nose on one of his punchlines and he'd yell at me. So Audrey was my maternal figure on the show, and I loved her so much. And you might have heard that she used to put her cigarettes out in her giant cucumbers. She would bring cucumbers from her garden, cut them in half, and keep them as emergency ashtrays. So whenever Ted would smell smoke, because he was so against smoke, she and Selma Diamond, who played Rafkin's sister, they would come in and smoke secretly, and they put their butts out in the sizzling. They sizzle their butts out in the cucumber. I know this sounds crazy. I have so many crazy memories of. But it was nice to have a mentor like Audrey to take you under her wing. And she also told us some crazy stories about Jackie Gleason. She said that he loved to, on the honeymooners, by the way, he never liked to rehearse. So he would just throw a script at them and say, let's do it on its feet right now. And the actors would go crazy. And they go, we have to rehearse. Like, I know as an actress, I need at least a day or two rehearsal time with the cast to do a live show that's filmed for a studio audience, you know. So we would block on a Wednesday, we'd read the script on a Monday at a table read, we'd play around with the lines on Tuesday, we'd block the script with props and, you know, our locations. Let's say I'm holding a waffle in the kitchen, Ted's holding a towel in the dining area, and that kind of helps you set your lines in, you know. What am I saying? I'm trying to say that actors need rehearsal time, but Audrey said it was driving her crazy, even though she loved Jackie Gleason. Not having to rehearse at all was, not getting any time to rehearse was really hard. She was also the one who encouraged me to go to Beirut, Lebanon to visit the troops. And I'm really grateful for that. Even though I flew into a war zone and had to be driven through minefields by the Marines in a blackout, it was worth going. It was really one of the highlights of my entire life, visiting the USO, you know, UN peacekeeping forces in the USO in 1982 in Lebanon. And then you asked about, did Ted and I ever have any Mary Tyler Moore cast members on our show? He used to invite Gavin MacLeod. It's Gavin MacLeod, right? I keep thinking of Gavin and Ed Asner to come visit the set. They came by. Betty White came by. We all went to lunch together. But he tried to petition for Gavin to play his brother, Cousin April's father, but instead they hired Robert Mandan. I think Robert Mandan was on Soap and Empty Nest or Family. I'm not sure. Anyway, I have lots of more stories I'd like to share with you, but time's up, and I just want to tell you, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Stay safe and wear your mask and really just try to enjoy every day. I love your motto, I'm enjoying my life. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Helping others, enjoying our life, taking it one day at a time. Lots of love, Michael. See you later.